Israeli troops conducted a brief raid in northern Gaza overnight. The country's military says it struck several targets there in preparation for an expected ground invasion of the territory. The IDF also claims its warplanes hit more than 250 Hamas targets in Gaza over the past 24 hours. CBS News reporter Haley Ott joins us now from Tel Aviv, Israel. Haley, walk us through what we know about what happened during this raid.
Yes, hello. So we know that a targeted raid was carried out overnight and that occurred using tanks in northern Gaza. We know that it lasted for a few hours. That's according to the Israeli military. They said that there were no Israeli casualties, but that there were, they eliminated terrorist targets. We also know that they say that they destroyed militant infrastructure and anti-tank missile launching positions. Officials said that this was part of preparations for what's coming next in this conflict, which is an expected ground incursion into Gaza, though we don't have any details on when that may occur.
Let's talk a bit about the humanitarian problems inside of Gaza. The UN says that it is on the verge of running out of fuel, but we hear Israeli officials dispute that. How difficult is it to get access to basic necessities in Gaza right now?
Incredibly difficult. And the humanitarian situation there just continues to worsen by the day, by the hour, by the minute. The UN has failed to agree on a call for a pause or a lull in the fighting to deliver any significant amounts of humanitarian aid, any amount that would come close to meeting the need of the civilian population that is struggling there at this point. The Red Crescent says that about 74 trucks of aid have made it through that Rafah crossing from Egypt into Gaza so far. That is a drop in the bucket. That is a fraction of even the needs in peacetime. So you can imagine the acute crisis that is facing people in Gaza at this moment. As you said, Israel has cut off electricity and fuel, and it's refusing to allow fuel into Gaza because it says that there is fuel there and that it will be hoarded by Hamas if they do allow more fuel in. Meanwhile, the UN is sharing what it has in terms of fuel in order to keep things powered, things like hospitals, things like bakeries that bake bread, things like water desalination plants, and they say they're about to run out imminently. So the need is incredibly acute. And at this moment, the World Health Organization has said, in terms of healthcare facilities, that half of the primary healthcare facilities and a third of the hospitals in the Gaza Strip are currently not functioning at all.
And Haley, what are we learning about the plans for a ground invasion? I'm wondering if you can tell us anything about what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said about what to expect.
Yes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave a rare public address last night where he addressed a few issues that are relevant, and I'll lay out for you. First, he did talk a bit about that upcoming potential ground incursion. He said that Israel was preparing for it, and then he said that no details would be released about when it would take place, about what scale it would take when it did occur, for the safety of soldiers. He also laid out ways the government is helping people who have been affected by this war, specifically people who have had to evacuate their homes. The government is putting them up in different hotels or different locations around the country. And finally, another interesting point that he made was that he said there would be an investigation into what he called the failure that occurred on October 7th when Hamas militants broke through the walls around Gaza and committed their horrific attacks. And he included himself in that investigation. He said, however, that would only take place after the war is over.
All right. Haley Ott, thank you.